So for most of you, you might use LPG to heat your water, maybe run a fridge, your cooker. I used it for all of those things, but also to run an 8.1 litre engine that you saw at the beginning of the video.
I am.
Oh God, oh look at that. So now, where I live, there are only two places that do LPG. One is hideously expensive and one is cheaper. So I'm having to drive down the most hideous country lanes in this monster just to try and afford to be able to run it. When I first bought it, I thought great. I think it was at about 63 or 66 pence, which stayed for quite a long time. And then I think in COVID they started to whack the prices up. I don't understand why lots of people don't really or didn't take advantage of the LPG when we all complained about fuel and how expensive it is, but for whatever reason we didn't. The one reason I felt I could afford to run a vehicle like this was because, whoa, look out, of the fact that LPG was so cheap.
No, stop.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, yes, all this just to go and get LPG. In Europe it's really prevalent and you can get it quite easily. Some of the vehicles in Europe and Eastern Europe are produced from the manufacturers LPG converted, and it makes complete and utter sense. Whereas here, as with most things, it's now horrifically expensive and being phased out of all petrol stations. I had got an app, but the app sadly isn't current, so you have to plan your entire route, phone the stations that are on the app to make sure they're still selling it. But thankfully this place is, as I said, it's just getting to it in something like this. Right, so it's a co-op and it's about 89p.
Where's the LPG come?
Yep, 89p. Okay, so let's get in there and get this done. Now I've got to do both sides. I've got to do one side for the fuel and one side for the habitation tank. I am hopefully going to go and see a chap in Peterborough who looks after my LPG to get connections on both sides. Here we go.
I don't know. It's not a lot of room.
Then I've got to turn round to the other side.
Oh gosh. Good luck with that, my darling.
Have those two tanks there, and also at the back I have another one which is probably about the same and equivalent of both of those put together, and when I fill up it fills all tanks together. Now for the painful bit. You have to hold your finger on the button, otherwise it will stop pumping. So you've got to stay there for as long as it takes, and it pumps really, really slowly, much slower than fuel.
So somehow in a minute I've got to try and turn the RV round in this tiny space, which would have been helped if those bollards weren't there, because I've got to fill the other side. This side is for the main running tanks, of which we have 3 monsters. The other side is for the habitation side. Cooker, hot water, heating, that kind of business. don't really want to go this close, but fuck it. You doing it? So my thumb is now numb because, as you LPGers know, you can't release your finger. Otherwise, you've got to start the whole process again. And we're only up to 158. I have a horrible feeling these tanks hold about 300 quid. Then they've got to do LPG for the other side and fuel. There goes Christmas. So when your finger is exhausted, you get your gorgeous lady to press the button. Would you put a little face? Oh man.
£208. Oh, no,
Litres.
sorry, litres. 190 pounds.
Let's see how full we are. So that one seems to say, and this is what really freaks me out, it seems to be conflicting. That one says nearly 70%. This one is still saying 0. That's not filling. The bottom one's not filling. So the top one is filling. No wonder I wasn't getting much mileage. I had paid a lovely chap in Peterborough to resolve this issue. That one is definitely not filling unless they somehow fill one at a time. Let's check the big one. I should imagine that must be. Oh, so we have an even bigger one here. Which I think does sound like there's something in it. Yeah, I can feel that going through the pipe. Hence why I'm able to get that much money in it. And feel it go. See that one? That's weird because I can actually feel that. Oh no, all of a sudden it seems to... Ah yes, that must do them one at a time. Or two and then one. No, hang on a minute, that is the good one. Maybe it's just a gauge. Now it feels empty. But... I can feel fuel going through the pipe.
All told, that was the fuel. Then I had to do the other side and put normal petrol in to run the LPG to start with. So yeah, it was quite an expensive day. So you've seen what she looks like. Would you fancy driving her on British roads? I don't think you realise that when you're driving, you've got to look out for all your potholes, all your drain holes. Are there twigs and branches out into the road? Are you over the white lines? Are there signs that are protruding? It's just a constant concentration. In the beginning I used to get headaches. Now I'm a lot more relaxed into it. But the problem is, because you don't drive that often, it's almost like a new experience each time. When I was travelling for 6 months in Europe in my old RV, it was much different because I was driving it sort of every few days. So, and the weird thing is, since taking the HGV license, I think they make you more paranoid. Oh, look at that little face. She hasn't got a clue what she's doing. So there's your day out. You have to drive about, I think it was probably 20 miles each way. Spend, I think what ended up being like £450, and yeah, stressed the whole journey, but still worth it though. I know it sort of sounds like a moaning, and I guess I am, in the fact that I think it's more about fear, really. Fear that I'm not going to find LPG anymore, and then end up paying full price for fuel in an 8.1 pulling about 11.5 tons. Will not be the greatest of experience. As I said, LPG was one of the founding factors that made me want to buy something this big, other than the luxury, of course. And the other thing is, for the price of what I paid for that, there are a lot of normal European motorhomes that have cost far, far more than that, probably double, and you don't get so much luxury. So is it worth it? I'm going to go yeah. As much as I'm an old moaner, I am British after all. I've never asked this before, but it would really help if you liked and subscribed, so we can do much better, more exciting journeys and go to really more interesting places, maybe go across into Europe. So it'd be really helpful if you could help us out. If you just want to get away, just want to get out of this country, live abroad, travel abroad. If you're interested in RVs or value for money or what it's like to have one, is it worth it compared to a European style motorhome or self-build, then please comment, please ask me questions. I'm happy to answer any questions. I've had all different types of motorhomes. I've done a self-build, I converted a bus, I've had normal European motorhomes, old, really old, tiny little ones. Problem is, once you have something like this, it is quite difficult to go back. So this is the old American Air Force Base, Bent Waters, where the Rendlesham Forest UFO incident happened. Check back to one of my videos for a little video on that. And it's the only place I could find to store something this large. As you can see there, all the old hangars, how they used to be. I worked on there when I was a young man. There's no way you'd have ever got through those gates. I can remember in the Iraqi war when they used to put cameras underneath your vehicle every time we drove on, and I was actually working on there when that Rendlesham UFO incident happened, and I can remember talking to a couple of the people and how terrified they were, and a couple of them got sent back. Here she comes. Jeez, look at the size of that thing. Yeah, you have to really look out for the overhang on that, the distance between the back wheels and the end of the vehicle. When you're trying to turn, it just swings right out. So it is quite difficult negotiating corners. Not like an Arctic where you can actually sort of, bend in the middle. This thing doesn't bend in the middle. Built that rack there for a motorbike and push bikes, so I can carry those around with me, which is really handy if you're traveling. But I need some subscribers, I need some likes, I need some actual people watching my videos, and I can actually go and do some nice European trips to show you all. Later. It's actually a mission just getting in and out of the storage yard. There's so many vehicles, and that thing's such a monster. It's quite difficult getting in and out and negotiating your way around them. It just seem to growing, and more vehicles seem to keep appearing, which makes it a bit more of a challenge for me. Right, so that will do it. Please tune back in, where we're going to be doing a 3,000-mile trip across Europe over a month. Going to some amazing places and doing some amazing things. Thank you to anyone who's watched. Really much appreciated. All my 5 viewers, see you next time.